Hi guys, welcome back to Mouth and Matter. If you haven't already subscribe. It's a fun time. I don't know why you're wasting time. Just subscribe. You know what I mean? Yeah. So if you're new here, the basic framework of what I do here is that I talk about these glasses are giving off a glare. I talk about the plot, the characters, my likes and dislikes, then a theory time, then I give it a rating, and then my final thoughts on this. So today's pick is going to be Bad Signs by Humana. I believe, I'm so sorry if I butchered your name, but yes. And funny enough, I've done this review before. But I was just looking back at it and like an absolute mumu. I don't know why it didn't come to me. But let me just, I'll talk about why I had to redo this. Why, I don't know why, but I was just such an idiot. Okay. So going right into the plot. So it's about this like these group of people who are like they are like stock characters for every single like let's say astrology sign. So you have like one Scorpio, one Aries, one Taurus, one blah blah blah. So all of them, and they're choosing to be on this like TV show, like think Survivor, think all those like TV shows where people are on an island and then maybe they have to pick off people one by one and then one's the winner for like, yeah, so they're picked on that to do that, and then something goes terribly wrong. The cast of the show, the members of the show, were put on a different plane to the let's say the crew of the show, because they had to travel with their luggage, whatever. They're supposed to travel differently, but then of course the people on the cast of the show on their own plane, the plane gets like I think it just horribly malfunctions. It crashed into an island, and yeah, just it was just the worst time. Just it was just so bad for them, and yeah, they kind of just have to navigate that, and the fact that yeah, they're stranded on an island for realsies, not for like, oh, okay, this is a show. Nah, like they're there. So yeah. So going into the characters, I cannot really talk to you about the characters, guys. I'm so sorry. It's just a huge cast, and I think the best way for you to think about the characters or how to know the characters is just to think, what is your astrology sign, and that's basically it. There's 12 of them. Think about your stock astrology sign, and that's it. Think about it. Like, I don't really know much about any other people's astrology sign. I just know little things, so on and so forth, blah blah. But yeah, I don't want to go deep into that point because it's part of my other sections. But yeah, I just think about what you think is the stereotypical form of, oh, a Scorpio, an Aries, a Leo, so on and so forth, blah blah. And there's your cast and characters. Yeah. So going on to my like section, if you see me looking down, it's because I'm looking at my notes. So first thing, I really like the arts. Okay, the art is so good. I keep saying I can't like. If you've been watching this for a long time, you know that I just talk about art is always my first point in everything. But yeah, it's because number one, I don't really know about art. I don't use art, so I just like what I like, and I really like this. I really 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 fucking like this. It was so good. I just enjoy looking at it. It was just really nice. I really like the form of it and everything, and also part of the same points, but actually it was just something I had to slide in. But the font, guys, the font that is used for the writing of this webtoon, it's chef's kiss, guys. It's just beautiful. I really like it. I don't know, it's something that you'd be like, Titi, the font that's what getting you like this. But yeah, it was yeah, sorry, I'm just yeah, the fonts, guys, it was what it needed to be. Then the second one is, I like how it starts right in the thick of it. So right as you start, you are thrown into this major, huge ass conflict. You're like, what the fuck is happening? They're trying to sacrifice this one guy. They're fighting. They're arguing, and you're like, whoa, what did I just stumble into? You guys, they didn't waste time. The creator did not waste time at all getting right into the thick of it, and you're like, oh, we gonna start like that? Okay, cool. Third one, I like how all of them were not introduced at once. So after what I said, like, oh, we start right into the thick of it, they just give us like a little like past thing happening. So we see them in the airport about to board their plane, so on and so forth, and we meet some of the characters. And I'm like, I'm so happy you only introduce to us a few at a time, because I would not have been able to keep up, and I would not have been able to properly like digest who they were. So I enjoyed that and I appreciated that. Next thing is that I like how we get to see how they act and how they react along each other. Like I said, they're stock characters of each other. I mean, they're stock stereotypes of like the astrology signs. So I like to see how they're reacting and like acting with each other. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but like I've looked up my compatibility like thing with other people, like let's say my friends, or maybe I liked someone and I was like, let me just see how we get along if we did end up dating. Of course it didn't happen, but
Hey, clown. Jester, you have done it again. Constantly raising the bar for the circus and doing it foolishly.
but like my friends, I've looked up compatibility with like me and myself. I'm like, oh, okay. And then, you know, sometimes when this one time when I like had an argument with my friend, I looked up our compatibility. I was like, oh, okay. I see what it is. Of course, you can't blame everything on like your zodiac sign and your astrology sign, but they're making several points. They're making several points. It was just, I don't like to blame everything on astrology, but sometimes, just like broadly, it makes sense as to your fundamental nature. Of course, other things come into play as to how you react to people, you know, how you were brought up, what your own family values, what your own morals are, so on and so forth, blah blah. But like fundamental nature and just the essential core of you. Like I remember looking at that shit with me and my own friends, like astrology, and I was like, oh, I see what's going on here. I see what's going on here. I see what happened here. I'm understanding. Okay, next thing is that there's like they create a really good foil for seeing how they were right next. Yeah. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't understand what I was writing there. So like there's a really good foil that was created between, let's say, them in like this like calm, really nice chill place where they think everything's going to be all right, and they're about to go, and they're about to go on this island, so on and so forth, where they think everything's going fine and everything's going fucking great. They create a really good fall for that, next to them realizing everything has gone to shit and everything is crazy and they're just fighting, and you seeing them interact. Like I said, like there was this one character, I don't remember his name, but he was the Sagittarius. I remember in the first thing where I said that we were just thrown right into the action, I was out here thinking, this guy, I hate him. They need to kill him off. He's just so annoying. He's just so bad. And then right next to it, we just start with the part where they think everything's going to be fine, and there's just going on TV show. I was like, oh, this guy's actually not that bad. What was I thinking? He's not annoying at all. So it just makes me excited to see what makes them descend into like the most frantic, most desperate, most annoying part of themselves while being on that island. What got them to that point? So like I'm excited, you know. The next thing is that I knew immediately. I knew Mara was a Scorpio. I just knew it. I just fucking, like, you didn't have to tell me. She didn't even have to put like the tag thing. She didn't, the artist didn't have to like draw on like, oh, Mara age Scorpio. Like I fucking knew it. I fucking knew, which makes me believe that every other, like, what's it called, every other stock character would resonate with each person based on their own astrology sign, because I'm a Scorpio, and as soon as I saw Mara, I was like, that one, we're kindred spirits, that one, like, yeah. Next thing, oh, this kind of like links up to the fact that I knew Mara was a Scorpio, but the fact that she doesn't know everyone else's sign, I was like, that was just me. I was going through, I was like, I don't really know much about everybody else's things. I think I know some things about Leo, but that's because one of my friends is a Leo, and he's just the most Leo. I've never seen someone who just identifies so much. Like, he doesn't, I don't think he believes in astrology or whatever. He doesn't he doesn't know about it or whatever. But like, he's just so much to that, to the T, it's shocking. Like, it's crazy. Um, okay, the next thing is that it's just really funny. I like the humor, guys. I really fucking like the humor. I like comedy. If you know me, you know how much I love that shit, and you know how much that is such like an important element to me, and not just the comics I read, but like in the books I read, in the shows I watch, and the company that I keep. Like I just love comedy and I love humor. And this does it really well. It does it really well. You can tell that this is done by a person who understands humor. You know what I mean? And I don't mean comedy. I don't mean, well, comedy, but like I don't mean comedy where it's like over the top like skits and whatever so on and so forth. I don't mean that kind of shit. I mean like, oh, just ordinary people talking ordinarily with that humor injected. Like you can tell this person understands humor as it is today among like Gen Z culture, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like you can tell they understand it. You can tell that even if the person was older than the brackets of like Gen Z or millennial, you can tell that they're not making it cringy. They're not like pandering. They're not condescending or whatever. It's just it makes sense. You know what I mean? Like I would mistake it for like a Gen Z person, the person who's drawing this. I think she's rather young too. I think I remember going on her Instagram, so that makes sense. But even if they weren't, like I would be like, you have your finger on the pulse of what is actually funny, not what is you think is funny but it's actually cringy. You know what I mean? So yeah, the next thing is that there was like a literal dead body. Like someone died, one of the air hostesses slash pilots or what, I don't even know what her job was, maybe she was both. She died, like she died, not gravely injured, not fatally struck, not in a coma. This bitch died, she died, and they were still arguing. They just make, and I was like, guys, you realize someone died? It was just so funny. I don't know why I find it so funny, but it was really funny. It wasn't like devastating. I mean, we have not attachment to this character. She was definitely like a minor character, so and for very disposable. You won't remember her, but like it was so funny. I was like, oh, so this is how it's gonna be. Cool. Next thing is that I like the convo. Like I said, this kind of like links up to what I said before, that the humor isn't overdone. And yeah, next thing is that this kind of, I didn't put it next to the art thing, but it can feed into the art. But there was this one time when Emma, I don't remember what her sign is, but there's a character called Emma and she was tripping. Like she ate some mushrooms, blah blah, and she was literally like, she was tripping, she was hallucinating. And the colors, guys, they were so fucking beautiful. They were just so pretty. Like it wasn't like neon or anything, but and then the color changed, like the way it changed, the way it seeped into what that was, it was so subtle and it was so pretty. I loved it. And then yeah, next thing is that I really like the like juxtaposition of like the TV interviews, and you know, they kind of like tell what's happening, and then they kind of juxtapose that with like them being on the actual island. So we know that, oh okay, the island, sometime in the future they're doing interviews on what had actually happened down on that island when they were stranded. And I just think it's such a smart way to like do exposition, you know, because like it doesn't come across info dumpy. It comes across like, yeah, this is part of the thing. They're telling what's happening, and it's not in a way where it's like it's bad or it's overdone. It's just, it's a nice level. It's a nice level. Next one's that everyone gets the attention they deserve. At least I think they get the attention they deserve. Like I said, I'm not attached to people yet, so it's like, okay, I think I'm getting a feel of everybody, of how it is. It doesn't feel forced and it doesn't feel too little. So yeah, like I don't know who this like creator's own sign is, and I think that's a good thing. I think that's a good thing, because I'm not like, I feel like the attention, like the creator is giving so much attention to this person, so this person may probably be like the creator's own sign. Like I don't know who it is. I don't know who it is. The only time when they like giving attention to a specific character is probably in relation to like another character in it, so maybe they go off into different groups. Like they're not all together all the time, which I like, because then it would be too overwhelming for me, and too many characters are too just, yeah. So I like how they go off in the two groups, and it's good, it's well done. Okay, next thing is that there was this one funny thing. The Sagittarius guy, he has this nephew or something, and he was talking about how kids make it their life mission to like hurt themselves. And then they got this little reference in where it was like, oh, the guy was like, what you got there? And then the kid was a knife, and then the guy was like, no. And I was like, oh my gosh, I saw what you did there. I saw that meme. I picked that reference. It was really funny. I enjoyed it. Last thing is that there's a black girl there with her hair out, and she was talking. She was just there. She was talking about, oh, she helped braid, not braid, just like a little like cornrow thing for some of the other girls. And I was like, oh my gosh, can you come help teach me? Can you teach me? Because I'm one of these black girls out here who don't know how to cornrow their own hair, and it's devastating. But like I was just feeling really bad for this black girl out here, because like I'm into a cartoon, nothing's going to happen, but I was just like, oh my guy, I feel you. Like I'm feeling pain for, like, can you imagine you out here with your own hair? Now mine's 4C, so I'm even feeling worse for her. I have 4C hair, and I'm even feeling bad. Like, can you imagine me out there in an island stranded, and I'm out here with my 4C hair that's just out? Like, this girl doesn't have her hair in braids, doesn't have anything. Like, it's just out there with her 4C hair. Like, if I'm trying to put myself in that situation, I don't know what kind of hair texture or whatever. Like, and that's not really important to the story. I just know it's a black girl with an afro. But like I'm thinking with myself, like, god damn, move my own hair out there. It just wouldn't it'd be bad. It would be really bad. Next thing. Yeah, oh wait, okay, I'm done with my like section. I'm actually done with my like section. So next on to my dislike section. Like I said, it's just such a huge cast, 12 people, and they just seem like 12 main characters because they're obviously the essential signs, you know. So yeah, I mean, I was thinking that as there was this little like part where they were all introducing themselves, like, hi, I'm Alan, and I think they put in the signs or so on. So I can't remember if they put in the signs at that point, but I was thinking, fuck, I'm not gonna remember I'm not gonna remember you guys. I'm just not going to. I'll maybe remember my sign, and I remember the one, and I always remember Alan because he was one of the first ones we were introduced to, and I think he just does Leo so well. But yeah, I just don't remember the people. But like I said, like I remember even scrolling down, and when I got to like the end of that chapter, to the comments, someone was like, fuck, I'm not gonna remember any single one of you. And I was like, same, that's what I was thinking. Like, I'm probably not going to remember them, so I definitely need more time to like get to know these characters and know them for more than, you know, just their signs. Because I mean, I probably can't list all the signs all at once, like in one go, so I wouldn't remember all of them. I can't be like, oh, this one is this one, blah, because I just can't. I don't remember their names. I need to like just get to know them a bit more. So at this point in time, like, the huge cast is just kind of like a detriment, not really, but like a detriment to the fact that I'm a dumb bitch and I just have such a bad memory, you know. So yeah. Second thing is that, oh, the interviews, you know, I said that they do interviews, and when they're talking about what happened on the island and so on and so forth. And for me, that kind of removes any sort of like suspense that the whole thing had. While I think it's a really good technique to give exposition, I do think it sort of removes any sort of suspense or any sort of tension that there might be, because you're like, oh, okay, I know these people are gonna live, you know what I mean? And I don't know if I've seen every single one of them in that interview kind of like format. I don't know if I've counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, you're all here, you all lived, so it's possible maybe someone might die. I don't know. I just think it removes some sort of tension. But like at the same time, it's not. I didn't come in here thinking it's a thriller or anything. So I'm not expecting people to like die or anything or whatever in a horribly gruesome way or something like that. But at the same time, that air hostess did die. I'm pretty sure the pilot did too, although we didn't really give him much attention. But yeah, so I just think it sort of removes the tension. But most part, it's fine. I'm not gung ho about it. I'm not like, yeah. And yeah, that kind of wraps up my dislikes. Okay, so on to theory time. No, I give it a rating. No, theory time. Theory time, then a rating, then yeah. Okay, cool. I don't know. I keep forgetting my format. So my theory time. So I don't really have much theories. Like I said, it's such a big cast that I can't really be like, okay, this person is gonna do this, or this person and this person are gonna do this together. A and B are gonna go there, whilst here and you will probably go and do this. You know what I mean? Because I don't know them and I don't do anything, and I just can't remember anything. One of them, or their traits, or their character traits, and what kind of would drive them or to motivate them to do something further along the plot. So I can't really be out here and be like, oh, this is a theory that could happen. But I just think that it's maybe Mara, and then the other guy, the black guy who's like a teacher, maybe who's a scientist. Maybe they'll get together. I don't know. There's some sexual tension there, I think. So maybe they'll do that. I don't know. Or maybe there could be like something disastrous could happen. I feel like before it gets better, it's going to get a hell of a lot worse. I know it's rather vague what I'm saying, but I really do think that maybe something will happen. I don't know what it is. I don't know in what form it will happen, but something's bad is going to happen. And I feel like me saying such vague things, I can be like further along that I can be like, yeah, I called it, even though it's just so vague. But yeah, so that kind of wraps up my theory time. Time to give it a rating. I'm gonna give this like a tentative 7.5, guys. I'm really fucking excited. The humor really does it for me. Like I said, the art is really good, and I'm just here for it. I'm really here for it. Like, I'm excited, you know what I mean? Like, I'm really excited, like, if you read this, you're in for a ride, you know what I mean? Like, it's funny. Plus, you get that little gratification when you like see on sign and you're like, oh, I identify with this person. Oh, you know those things. I mean, we've all probably done it, where you probably come across this like Instagram page on this Instagram page. I don't know why I was gonna say on something. I've already said it's on Instagram. But like this Instagram page that does like astrology and shit, and you just see something about your own sign and you're like, yeah, we're cool like that. You know what I mean? So that little thing, that's something. Or it doesn't have to be cool, but it can be like something self-deprecating, like, yeah, we do that, or I do that. You know what I mean? So you get that kind of thing. It's really interesting, I not really, I won't say I believe it. I do believe in it, but I don't obsess over it. I think it's just really interesting. I've actually done my whole natal chart this one time, and I have quite a few Scorpio placements. I think I have like 4 in like the first beginning. My Scorpio is my sun, it's my moon, I think it's my rising, it's my other thing, and then maybe I have a Cancer placement somewhere. I think I have 1 Aries or something, maybe 1 Gemini. I don't know, but it's just really interesting. It's interesting to know, It updates. I don't know how frequently it updates. It updates maybe every single week, maybe, because I know when you go to it, it will be like, oh, this will be back in a week, or bad signs will be back in a week. So yeah, I'm just really excited for it, I think it's just interesting to see this like stock type of characters interacting together and seeing them being stuck on an island. Like, I don't know how I found bad signs, but I'm grateful I did. I just stumbled upon it. I was like, oh wow, you're a gem. Okay, cool. And yeah, it's very interesting. I'm really glad that I saw it, and yeah. Oh, back to why I had to reshoot this, guys. Like an absolute mumu, like an idiot. Tell me why I had a whole ass astrology t-shirt. You can't see it now, but I had a whole ass t-shirt and I didn't wear it the first time. This is not like, oh, Titi went and bought a shirt for this thing specifically. No, I've had it all the time. I've had it with me. It was in my closet. Why didn't I just go and wear it for the time? I don't understand. I don't understand. And that was enough for me to be like, Titi, you fucked up. Let me redo this. And here I am redoing it because I'm dedicated like that. So if you want to award that dedication, subscribe. Subscribe, like, and comment. Comment anything you want to comment. Comment and be like, hey, Titi, you are completely validating what I'm saying. Like, thank you so much. Or like, hey, Titi, you're so wrong. I disagree on this point, on this point, and this point. You should just pack up and stop because your thoughts are just really bad and your opinions are just like whack. You know what I mean? So tell me anything you want to tell me. I want to know. You know what I mean? And also check out my playlist because like I have, if you're interested in like any other sort of like recommendations, I have 12 of those out now. I have like a Christmas themed one and a New Year's themed one, or if you like this kind of reviews, I have quite a few of them out by now, so like go check those out. And yeah, I'll see you in my next one. Bye.